video number 70 for cello students, and in this video we're going to learn to play Can Can, which was a fun song. That's number 92 on page 25 in your book. Okay, so open to that. This is a new song. Let's look at key signature and time signature. Key signature, good old D major. That was the first key we ever learned. You only know one other key signature right now. You know G, but how do we know it's D? There are two sharps. What else? Our time signature. This we don't see as often. This is 2/4 time. So you'll notice there's only 2 beats in a measure. Okay. Now, again, this says orchestra arrangement. All you see are part A and B. However, the violins and violas have a different part B than you do, and the bass has a different part B than you do. And so because of that, there are actually 4 different parts. And if a whole class of violins was playing part A, a whole class of violas was playing part B, and a whole bunch of cellos were playing part B, and bass, a bunch of basses were playing part B, then we'd have an orchestra arrangement. Remember the difference is an orchestra arrangement, yes, there's 4 or 5 different parts, occasionally more, but usually only 5 different parts, and a bunch of people playing it. The difference between 4 different parts and a bunch of people playing it and an orchestra arrangement, a quartet is each person, there's only 4 people in a quartet, and each person plays a different part, all right? So you're going to start to be able to hear some harmonies and things like that if you play the harmony part with me. It's kind of a cool little sound, because remember, certain notes will sound good together and certain notes will not. If you have an A and B part like this, the notes are going to sound good together. Unfortunately, you can't play both at the same time. So we're going to learn just part A right now. Shadow bow, part A. Now, we're going to shadow bow all the way through. We're not going to do the repeat. Okay, shadow bow all the way through. If you get lost, then if you get so lost you can't keep up with me, practice a little bit on your own. And then we'll practice a little bit of the tricky spots, and then we'll play it all together. Okay, shadow bow from the beginning. These quarters are going to seem slow. I have it at the speed of 50 with 8th notes clicking. So don't play, just listen. This is how slow quarter notes are. 1 take, 2 take. Those are quarter notes, okay? Necessary for what we got going on in the song. Shadow bow, 1 take, shadow bow. 1 take, 2 take. Here comes the second line A. Okay, now let's just play a couple of the little measures. Play measure 2, but slowly. Okay, and then we'll speed it up. Play just measure 2 of line 1. So you're going to go E, G, F sharp, E. Try that. Echo me. 1, 2, ready, go. E, G, F sharp, E. Again. And go. E, G. Now a little faster. Echo me. E, G, F sharp, E. E, G, F sharp, E. Now back up and do measure 1 and 2. But slow the tempo a little bit. And go. D, D, E, G, F sharp, E. Now skip to measure 4. And just play the first 3 notes of measure 4. You should be singing A, B, F sharp. Just that. First 3 notes of measure 4. Slowly echo me. A, B, F sharp, go. A, B, F sharp again. Go. A, B, F sharp. Add the next note. Do all of measure 4. Echo me. And go. A, B, F sharp, G. Try it again. A, B, F sharp, G. A little faster. A, B, F sharp, G. A, B, F sharp, G. Okay, now look at measure 6. That's the next kind of tricky one, but guess what? You've already learned it. It's the same thing as measure 2. You had to skip that. Do the last 2 measures of the first line. Open D, high D, then down the D scale. That's all it is. It's the D major scale, going down the D scale, but the open D play first. That's it. Do the last 2 measures of the first line. Echo me slowly. And go. Open D, high high D, C sharp, B, down the D major scale. Try it again. Go. D, C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, E. Pretty easy. Now go down to the second line. And you'll notice the beginning of the second line is just like the first line. It's the last two measures that are different. Okay, they're kind of tricky. People mess up here a lot. Look at 2 before the end. You should see open D, open A, E, and F sharp. Just play the first 3 notes. Go open D, open A, E. Just that. Just that. Slowly. Go. D, A, E. Try that again. Go. D, A, E. Now add the F sharp. Do all of that measure. 1, 2, 3, go. D, A, E, F sharp. D, A. Now going faster. D, A, E. Faster. D, A, E, F sharp. If you can't play it that fast, I will pause the video and then practice until you can. Now do the last 2 measures. Echo me. Go. D, A, E, F sharp, D, D. Okay, now we're going to play from the beginning. I would suggest that maybe you pause the video and practice. Try it yourself first. See where you mess up, and then practice those measures. Then try it again and see if you can keep up. I'm doing it at 50. I'm going to turn the metronome back on. Part A, the whole thing. Beginning. And 1, say, right, say, go. Play that at that speed, pause the video, practice it until you can play it at least at that speed, because ideally I want you to be able to play that song faster. Okay, we're not going to do it in this video because it's going to be something you have to practice on your own to be able to do. I can't do that for you. Ideally you can play at the speed of about 65 would be nice. Okay, now let's look at part B. And again, there's going to be some tricky measures, really just one tricky measure, and that's measure 2. Let's shadow it from the beginning. 1, tay, shadow, bow. Just down the scale. Second line, B. Practice measure 2. That's the only one that's really tricky. Measure 2 goes, it's G, B, and then down, kind of down the scale. G and then B, and then down the scale. Play measure 2, echo me. Go, G, B, A, G, again. G, B, A, a little faster. G, B, A, G. Now play measure 1 and 2. Echo me. 1, F sharp, G, B, A, G. Okay, the rest of it's really pretty easy. If you think you're ready, play it with me. If you think you need to pause and do it yourself, then do so, and then try it with me now. Part B. 1, tay, beginning, go. build that up to speed like at 65. And also for this song, like you do with Lightly Row, I'm going to suggest that you learn A really well and then try to play it with me while I'm playing B. Then you learn B really, really well and then go back in the video where I'm playing A, and you can do a duet with me that way. Now, it won't be a live duet, but it'll be kind of cool. You'll be able to hear the harmonies. I'd recommend that you put earphones in to do that though, because it's going to be hard to hear me while you're playing. Okay, so put some earphones in, and then you can earbuds or whatever, and then you can play your part and hear the harmonies. And harmonies are just a lot of fun. It really makes you feel like you're really doing something really kind of cool. So learn them well though. Learn them before you try to do those harmonies. You got to learn them well, or it's going to really mess you up.